Going to start this. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the I Take the Lead webinar. And we have our featured speaker today, Kevin McWhirter, who is with Dale Carnegie. And he is going to be teaching us how to differentiate ourselves from our competition. And I've really promoted this to people who are in a competitive market, so that you can stand out from your competitors. And so Kevin's the guy that's going to teach us how to do that. And we have, let's see, I think we have a couple guests, I think. We are, Marlene, are you Marlene, that I know, the realtor?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay, good. Well, welcome, Marlene. So you're a guest then.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. And I think Tim's a guest, so welcome you guys. We are, I Take the Lead. We are a leads group organization based out of Portland. We're also in Seattle, and we are, we're happy to put on these webinars. It's a service to the public as well as to our members. And we do these periodically. The next one will be October 23rd. So we're glad you're here. Karen's going to help me let people in today, but I'm going to turn this over to Kevin McWhirter. He's been a longtime member of I Take the Lead. Kevin, do you have any idea how many years?
Oh yeah, it's way back.
I know, yeah, not as long as Lynn, but almost. So yeah.
Well, Lynn and I were, I think, within like 3 months we figured it out. So
No,
came and left, and then came back.
Within 3 years, but not 3 months. Yeah, because I
3
remember
months,
when we started our
definitely.
groups. Yeah. So anyway, and Lynn, as I mentioned earlier, can't be here because of COVID. So, but Kevin was a mortgage lender, and for a number of years, and he's a whole lot happier now that he's a Dale Carnegie coach, I'll tell you. But I'm going to let Kevin take over. I'll let him continue introducing himself, and we're just really glad to hear. We are recording this so that if you missed something today, and for several people who couldn't make it today, they wanted me to be sure and record it so that they have the recording. So Kevin, I'll let you take it over.
All right. Well, thank you. Something that unique that I want to let you know is this presentation is not all about me. I'm going to be asking questions. You're going to be engaging and entertaining and me and helping me get through this. Okay. So I might ask some questions, and it's just, I want to make you part of this. And that's one of the things that if you're doing presentations online, you need to engage your audience and let them be involved in it. How many of you here have ever heard of Dale Carnegie? Raise your hand. All right, Steve, and come off mute for a minute. What do you know about Dale Carnegie?
Sales training program that way back when, several decades ago, probably I took.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, actually, it's funny. We found out that we were one of the first companies that actually had a sales training program. And we were looking back at dates and when sales training came out, and it was a long time ago. So, but Dale Carnegie's been around since 1912. For those of you that are not familiar with us, and we primarily help build engagement, help people be encouraged and confidence, and anything from leadership to management to sales skills to personal skills, just getting along with your neighbor. We do it.
And
So,
Kevin, by the way, just to point out to everybody, I didn't take it in 1912.
okay.
It might look like it, but no.
Yeah. Well, hey, I lost all mine, so. But can I give you a background to me? As Becky said, I was in the mortgage industry for 32 years. And I, during that time, met the owner of the franchise here in Oregon, took the program. And when I got done with the program, I was sitting in his office explaining to him that I wanted to come to work for him as a trainer. And he knew that based off of my experience in the program. And now I'm in Dale Carnegie. I've been here for 8 years. All about 6 of them I've been full time. 2 years I was on and off between the mortgage industry, and I finally got out. Yeah, Michelle, we can get out of this housing industry. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. So anyway, let's get into the presentation a little bit and kind of go through and chat. And like I said, we will be talking a lot. So differentiating yourself from your competitors. When you say that, what does that mean to you? I would just hear from a couple of you. Anybody?
Somehow we
Doing-
stand out from others, either in our marketing or in how we present, uh, just to have a better shot at catching some prospect's attention.
Okay, yeah, that's part of it. And Michelle, you're in the real estate industry, and everybody claims to be, oh, we're the number one real estate firm in the industry. How do you differentiate? What does that mean to you from your competitors?
I think it has to do with a lot of it has to do with the service that you provide to people, that you're there and provide a superior service to help people get what they need, so they want to be loyal, hopefully, to you too. When they
Loyalty. Yeah, that's really important because how do we create a loyal customer?
By delivering on what you promise.
Delivering on your promises. And one of the components that we're going to look at today is building trust. If you do not have the trust of your customer, the likelihood that they're going to close that sale with you starts to diminish really quick. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how do we differentiate ourselves by building trust and make ourselves unique from our competitors. Why? This is the biggest thing that we have in sales today is people don't know the why their customer is buying. And if you've ever heard of Simon Sinek, he wrote a book called Know Your Why. And I would highly recommend, if you're in sales, go listen to him, read his book, or it's on audio, so you can download it and play it. But it is one of the best books that I've read in a long time, to help build sales. And it's not about us. And a lot of times we get caught up in what we're doing and we're excited about our products and services, but we forget to ask the customer, what is it? And in any big or small purchase today, we need to know the customer's why. And I'll give you an example of this. It was a few years back before I left the mortgage industry. And I had a customer call me and say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in buying a house. I've been approved with a couple other lenders. I just want to, see what you guys can do for me and see what's, I can do here. And I said, so why didn't you close with one of the other lenders? And she told me they would never answer my questions. I said, what do you mean? She says, well, I have the money for down payment. I get good credit. And one of the questions I always had, and I asked them, I say, what happens if I get in this house and something breaks down? The refrigerator, water leak, the furnace. How do I pay for that? And I said, so something outside of the mortgage. It wasn't, the mortgage itself. And I sat down with her. I said, well, some real estate agents offer what's called a home warranty program when you're buying a house from them, and they include that in the purchase price. So that home warranty covers leaks, for plumbing. It covers, appliances. Some policies cover roofing, and all these other things. And it's paid for the first year for $400. And there's a deductible of $65 to $150 depending on the program. And you call them up and say, hey, I got a problem with my hot water heater. And they come out and they look at it. They try to fix it. They can't fix it. They'll replace it. And down the road, you can renew that policy or buy it on your own if you want to, just to have that peace of mind. She says, you're the first person who's ever sat down and explained that to me. I really appreciate that. And again, she would have bought from any of those other lenders if they had taken the time to listen to her. And that's part of the problem in sales is we don't listen to our customers. We don't ask them those questions. So 71% of, in a survey that we did, trying to move a box that's coming up here. 71% of the people said that they would buy from a salesperson that they trust over the lowest price. And that's another issue that a lot of people get caught up in is, oh, we have the best price. We have, better pricing than XYZ company. Again, it doesn't matter if they don't trust you. They're going to go with somebody they trust. So you're going to take your car into a mechanic and you see him, just sitting around doing nothing. The shop is a mess and nothing's getting done. Are you really going to trust him that he's going to fix your car? People are going to say no. So we got to think about that. And when we're talking to it, so I'm going to go around the room here. So, Perrin, what do you sell? Oh, back up.
Financial advice.
Okay. It's not giving me my pen. Oh, man. Hang on here. There he goes. Ha 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 ha. Financial advice. Okay. All right. Next. Michelle, you sell real estate, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who else? Richard.
I sell legal services.
Leon. Sell retirement?
What do I sell? I sell having fun, meeting people and learning something. That's really what I do. I do a connection
Yeah,
with.
no, I agree with you. Perrin.
You asked Perrin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I missed Steve then.
Okay.
Greater retirement security. Reverse mortgages, if
Did I get everybody? Or
No, Kim.
Kim? Kim and
I'm a
Tim?
realtor. I'm a realtor. Relocation, all that good stuff.
What was that, Kim?
Relocation, all that. Relocation.
Okay.
Sell
How about
dreams.
Tim?
Yeah.
Plastic recycling solutions.
Oh, that's Tim. Okay. Oh, wow.
Plastic recycling.
Plastic.
Oh,
Okay.
plastic.
Not
Oh,
plastic.
okay. Oh, very cool.
Okay. Marlene?
Yeah, I offer my service as researcher.
You would?
Yeah, I don't really sell anything.
Okay. Do you have a service?
Yeah, it's like I'm offering myself to be faculty, so that's why I came here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, you'll get a lot out of this. How about you, Paula?
thank you.
Paula?
I don't know if Paul can get on.
I
Mary Kay.
I was
Oh.
having unmute issues.
Oh, okay.
Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Okay. So
And
we got,
Monique, can you unmute? Are you?
Hey, this is Neil with Opto
Oh, okay.
Chiropractic in Gresham.
Yeah.
I guess we sell chiropractic care and treatment.
Very cool. Thank you.
okay. Monique, you want to share?
That was for Monique.
Oh, that was for Monique. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can't see all the pop-ups. So
There's a Teresa down there too.
Okay,
Oh,
Teresa.
Teresa, I'm sorry.
I do digital marketing and administrative services.
Okay. Oh, I can spell today. So if I misspelled something, don't apologize, but I'm typing too fast. So
Yeah.
we got a few on here. So we got financial advice, real estate, legal services, having fun with Cleon, reverse mortgages, relocations, plastic recycling, cosmetics, chiropractic, digital. So when you think of this, let's start with real estate, because I've been in that industry for a long time. What is it that your customer is buying?
Us.
Okay, they are buying you, but what is it that they're really truly buying? What is their why?
Their dream.
The dream of owning a home?
Yeah, whatever home they're looking to buy or, a place for their family.
Okay, and sometimes when I talk to real estate agents, I've heard this a lot of time is, yeah, I sell houses, and that's what my customer buys is a house. No, they buy their home and where they want to be. And some people, that's security. I have a security. I like the dream. You know, it's my dream, you know, to be able to have my own place and have fun. That is what we're trying to find. That is what we are trying to connect. Why do you like this house in this neighborhood? Is there a school that you prefer? You know, what kind of yard do you look at? If you're imagining a yard, what would it look like? It's getting into their head, listening to their dream, understanding what they want and what they're buying. One of the stories that we use in our sales program is we talk about this gentleman goes into a hardware store and walks up to the salesperson and he asks the salesperson for a drill bit and takes him down to the row where all the drill bits are and he says, here's all the drill bits you have. He sat there and looked for about a half an hour and just gave up and walked out and went down to the next hardware store and walked in and asked the sales person the same question. He says, you know, I'm looking for some drill bits. And the clerk says, so what kind of drill bit are you looking for? He says, well, I'm trying to, you know, drill something through wood. And he says, what is the purpose of drilling the hole? And he says, well, I want to hang a gate. And the drill bit's got to go straight. It's got to go level. It can't bounce around. So I need something that really can go straight and I can control it from, you know, moving because then the gate sags. And he says, oh, okay, well, come over here and look at these drill bits here. These ones really have a great groove and they'll keep you going straight. So you can go right straight and it'll get you the hole. What did the customer want? He didn't want a drill bit. He wanted a hole. He wanted a hole for his gate. That's where we need to understand is what is it that the customer is truly buying? And sometimes we get lost in that. Chiropractic, they want pain relief. It's not that they want their back adjusted, they want pain relief. They want to be able to run around and play and have fun like they did. Digital marketing. What do they want in digital marketing? Come off mute.
Teresa?
Sorry, I'm multitasking. They buy education and coaching or various administrative services. It really is tailored to the individual customer.
So what they're really buying though is what? They're trying to reach their customers? And you help them do that?
Well, I mean, if they go through the purchase process, there's typically education that's being sold or coaching services or, like I said, various administrative tasks.
Okay.
To help them with their business growing.
So they want to have a successful business. And
yes.
So they're really buying success from you by getting this training so they know how to grow their business.
Yes.
And that's where we want to go to. That's what we're looking for is what does the customer buy? They want to create a successful business and they realize they need some education and, you know, resources to help them grow their business. And so when we're looking at this, that's why we're talking about this, cosmetics. Do they want the cosmetics or do they want to look beautiful?
They're looking to look beautiful, feel more confident.
There you go, confident, yes. And that's, again, that's where we're focusing in on. We're looking at what is it that they truly, truly are buying from us. All right, click off here. Get out of my automation mode. So people judge us in one of these 4 areas when they first meet us. How we, you know, what we do, how we look, what we say, how we say it. How fast does somebody make a perception about us?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay?
5 seconds.
5 seconds. You know, I've heard anywhere from 5 to, 45 seconds. So it doesn't matter. It's just really quick. And we might do something, we might say something, we might look, a different way that could really, really, affect us. And going back to the previous screen, just 1 minute, is the financial retirement piece of this. There was a commercial, I tried to find it, I was hoping to find it. And I think it was American Express or one of them, but the gentleman sitting there, the financial advisor sitting there in his chair, and he says, "So what are we here to talk about today?" And they said, "We want to talk about retirement." And he looks at him, he says, "So what does retirement mean to you?" And again, that is where we're looking at is, I can have 6 buyers for a house and they all have different, dreams and different, vision of what that perfect house looks like. Or cosmetics. I have 6 different people that, think, oh, too much makeup makes you look ugly. Not enough, makes you, look ugly. And, going on and on. And we got to find out from each one of those customers, what is it that they want? Not what we are trying to sell, but what is it they want? What are they looking for? And why are they buying it? So looking at these 4 areas, you have a plumber and you ask a plumber to come and do some work at your house. Which one would you not buy from?
Suit.
Yeah.
The
Second
suit.
one.
Why?
He doesn't look prepared to do the job.
He doesn't look prepared to do the job? Or how much money is this going to cost me?
Yeah.
How about the third one there? He shows up at your doorstep looking like that.
Really dirty. No, you're kind of like, ugh, I don't know.
Got a good story to go with it, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, he's a good job, man. And so he knows how to get it done. And see, different opinions, different views. Number
Yeah.
1 and number 4. What's the difference between those two?
One's already working.
They look like they know what they're doing.
They look like they know what they're doing.
And he looks prepared. He's got all his stuff, number 4.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I couldn't get him standing up, but uniforms. Some people trust that they have a professional outfit. They have their name on their, uniform. Number 1 doesn't have that. And so here again, do you know if number 1 really is the plumber or if he's just some guy showing up at your door who wants to rob you? And so what we look like can really make a difference. And so, if you're in a business like your real estate and financial advising, highly recommend you dress the profession according to, what people expect you. If you have a logo, put it on your shirt or wear a name badge or something that recognizes you from everybody else, because that is going to distinguish you and people are going to say, oh yeah, hey, Sue, how are you doing? I'm glad that you were able to come over, meet, and let's go look at some houses. I'm really ready to go. And again, we're trying to differentiate ourselves. So we want to look the profession. Financial advisors, what do you expect a financial advisor to look like? I'm sure I'll get different opinions.
I like that third person.
Not like that third person. Maybe a suit and tie, maybe just a suit coat, right? Or a tie and no coat.
I know a lot of them that just wear, a polo.
A polo?
But they've been doing it forever, so they can kind of get away with that,
And, we can. Here's why. If we made that first impression and they know that we're a professional, then the next time we meet them and we have them as a client, we don't have to dress as professionally. And here, how we look is really important. And one of the things that happened was I had to go do a training over at Nike. And I was told I could not wear a tie, I could not wear a suit coat, and they gave me a gift card to the store to go buy a polo shirt that said Nike on it.
Oh, wow. Huh.
So again, it's, what does the customer want? What is it that they're looking for, and what do they expect? And you need to know that. And dress your audience. If they're, high level income, earners that are buying a house or financial planning or, doing the plastic recycling business, stuff, dress the way that you would expect them to look and act the way that you want them to look. First impressions are lasting, man. So going through this, what we do, here's one of the trick questions. I'm gonna just throw up, everybody, I'm gonna throw up a question, not throw up, and everybody just jump in. This is a sales stage that we focus on at Dale Carnegie. What stage of this process do you think you need to start selling at?
Oh.
Just throw out an answer, anybody.
Commit.
Commit, okay?
Connect.
Connect. What else?
Create
Create.
first.
think all of them.
Well, kind of partly, Connect stage is we're selling ourselves. We're not selling our product, we're not selling our service. We're talking about us and why they should do business with us and how we connect with them. What is it that they want? What are they looking for? And when you're doing any sales process, especially B2B, for the plastic recycling and some of the other guys, we absolutely need to connect first and find out why they want what they want. And then we collaborate. What do you think collaborate? What are some other things that we can do in collaborate?
Listen.
Listen.
Yeah. Ask questions.
Absolutely. And then, going through collaborate is kind of what we're doing here is I'm including you in this presentation, asking you questions, getting them to be involved in the process. So we don't sell in this step. We ask them, what is it you're looking for? Do you have a payment in mind? What kind of investment do you have, in mind? What time frame do you want to before you want to move and buy a house? Because you got to list, sell your house. When do you want to sell that? So that's all part of collaboration and building, the connection and finding out their why and knowing who they are. Create is where we start putting a proposal together. And it's about the create confirm stage that we start to sell. And when you create, it's highly recommended that, I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. It's highly recommended that we give them a couple different options. All right, here's what you were looking for. This has got all these things. It's in your price range. It's what you wanted budget wise. Here's the next step up. This is a little bit more. You can still afford it, but I just wanted to show you this. And then here's the pie in the sky. If you ever want to get up to there, we can get up there. Which one of those three options do you like the best? If they turn to you and say, okay, I think the middle one's okay. What do you think? You've built trust. And they're asking you your advice and you become a consultant, not a salesperson. And that's where we want to be, because that is where the customer trusts us, they know us, and they know that we're here to help them answer their why. By the way, I said Simon Sinek, read that book. It's fantastic.
What was the name of the book again, Kevin?
It's Know Your Why by Simon Sinek. So the confirm stage is once they've made the decision, we confirm the decision, give them encouragement and, talk about that. And then the commit is making sure that, everything's signed and dotted. And we'll go through that here in a second. But I just wanted to throw those out real quick. What we say. What was the first thing I asked everybody, when we started this presentation? Who here knows about Dale Carnegie?
Right.
Why? Why is this important?
So that we know what you do.
They know what we do, but what happened if one of you said, well, yeah, Dale Carnegie really screwed me over. They did this to me and I really didn't like that.
That gives you a starting point to find out what happened and calm things.
Exactly.
See if you can remedy it.
And see, that's where you want to know. What do they know about your company? Maybe they've heard misconception. And don't say, no, that's not us. Never say that. Just say, I'm really sorry. I haven't heard that, in a while, or I've heard that. Maybe you've heard that. They say you're too expensive. Your real estate fees are too expensive, or your solution for recycling is too expensive. You say, we hear that from time to time. Tell me what, you think about the expense of it or the investment of it, and who are you comparing this to? Okay, you're comparing us to this company. Well, I don't know about this company, but these are the things that we do. And you start selling value of your product and your service. Okay, yes, Mary Kay, cosmetics aren't the cheapest out there, but they're good quality products. And you can demonstrate that and explain that and the reputation of them. And that's where you talk about those things is you're selling value, not selling price, selling value of your service and your program. And what we do is we need to differentiate our solution from our competitors. One of the unique things about Dale Carnegie that's a known fact that nobody else can say is we're the only company, training company in the world that is ISO certified. And they go, what does that mean? Well, a lot of companies that are in manufacturing and other industries go through an ISO certification, which is International Standards of Operating Procedures. And so Dale Carnegie, every program that we deliver goes through a process where it's tried out privately in sector. So we picked a few states to do a product. We get feedback from those companies on that product, edit that, make the corrections, ask their opinion, and once they feel like this is a great product, then it gets rolled out to the rest of the world. Our trainers also have to go through a certification process. It takes 180 hours of pre-training before they become a trainer. And they go through a certification process where a master trainer that's been in the industry for 15 years qualifies them to be a trainer. And then on top of it, every 3 years, they have to get recertified in every product that they're going to be a trainer in. That is what's unique about us. And that's what we do. So what is, kind of think about it. What is something that's very unique about your company that you can say that you're the only company that does it? And maybe, somebody else does it similar. That's okay. One of the other questions, things that here, understand your customer's motive to buy and relate to their needs. Always talk about their need. They say, I really want a yard with a swing set and a place to put a swing set, and I want this in that backyard. You say, this house that we're looking at doesn't have those things, but it does have these 3 things that you really wanted. And I want you to take a look at those and see if that's something that, really resonates with you. If it's not, we'll start to, continue to look for that house that has that dream yard that you really wanted to have. Because you're selling to their, their want and their needs and their desires. Understand what those are. Oh. All right. Sell value, not price. I already said that. Collaborate. And again, collaborate is bringing the customer into the conversation, asking them things, getting their opinion, support their decision. Once they've made a decision, they confirmed the choice, say, hey, that is a great decision. I think you're really going to be happy with that house, or you're really going to be happy with that, proposal that we did for recycling. Or I think, those colors and the makeup is just really brightening your face. Always give them, confidence that they made a good decision, because it's going to continue to build their trust and it's going to get you future business.
Kevin,
Yeah.
This is what would you, support customers' decision? What if they choose not to use you? How would you do that?
Great.
Okay.
I've had customers come to me, and I had one the other day, a big client, and I did a proposal. I was like, I was competing with one other person. I said, hey, you made the decision that best fits your service and your needs for your organization. I really appreciate that. If there's something I can do for you in the future, if you even want to just pick my, brain on, some advice, I'm willing to do that.
Very cool. Thank you.
Okay, because we want to be able to have them come back to you. Don't burn your bridge.
You always want to be a resource, right? You always want to be a resource for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even
And
if they don't use you.
yeah, here's one of those things, resources that I really found out that I became was a Rolodex, because I was in I Take the Lead for 16 years. And people would call me up and ask me, hey, do you know a plumber? Hey, do you know a great contractor? I need some roof repairs. And they would call me. And that's showing that I have got their trust, because they know that I would recommend somebody that I would trust. And that's okay. Even if they didn't do business with me, I'm okay doing that and referring them to other people, because eventually they're going to come back and they're going to do business with me because of the opportunity that I shared with them. Do not criticize your competition. Why?
It does not make you look good.
Absolutely.
It makes you look horrible.
There's no auto insurance agent in here, so I can pick on them. I actually had this situation happen where somebody came to a friend of mine and was talking to him about, auto insurance and stuff and homeowners. And they told him, they said, oh yeah, they're really a bad company. They do these things and they do these things and they do things. I would not ever use that company because that's what they do. And they really hike your price up and they do all that stuff. And he says, well, my agent's my brother. So you just critiqued his brother and told him that his brother's not trustworthy. Think about that. What if it's a friend? What is it if it's somebody that they really care about? Never, ever put your competition down. If they ask you, they say, well, ABC company does that. And you say, I'm sure they do a good job of that. One of the things that we do is this. And we want to make sure that, we're taking care of you. We're focusing on your needs. And if anything comes up, you can always give us a call. Well, they do that too. Okay. When's the last time that you talked to your agent? 6 or 7 months ago. Okay, great. One of the things that we like to do is at least reach out to you once a quarter by email, by phone, just to check in on you, make sure everything's going well. I'm not putting the other person down. I'm not criticizing them. I'm not saying that they're a bad service. I'm saying what we do. And that's going back to, focusing on your value and what you do. Don't knock your competition down. Why? If we build trust, 81% are likely to buy again. 76% are likely to give you a referral. So here's an interesting thing. I've been in the industry, like I said, the mortgage industry for 33 years. I would say that 70% of my clients have bought at least 5 homes for me or financed 5 homes for me. And that's, over that 30-year period of time, every 7-8 years is the normal average. They're calling me to redo their loan or buy a new house or do something else. And it goes to, one of you, I can't remember their name because I don't see your picture, was in the reverse mortgage industry. This is a very, very, very sensitive industry because seniors don't trust people. I should know, I'm one of them, right, Cleon? And we have to take our time to sit down and explain what a reverse mortgage does, why it benefits them, how it benefits them. When I was doing reverse mortgages, I'd always ask, I said, do you want your family here so that they can hear, what this is all about? And they go, well, I don't know if they'd be happy about it. Well, that's more reason to have them here so they can see what we're doing and understand why we're doing it and how it benefits you. And so that's, talking about that, that's one of those things that we really need to do to start gaining the trust. And if we gain trust, we're more likely, to, get them to buy again or give us a referral. If you're interested in this sales method, we really dive deep in how do you connect, what is collaboration, and then how to start creating and selling. We are offering a sales program in January of this year, coming up in 2025. So if you're interested, you can contact me and be glad to talk to you. But leave you with this one note. Somebody give me your reaction to that.
I totally agree. I hate to be sold.
None of us like to be sold on anything.
Yeah.
When we're sold, we usually get cold feet and we back away and we go, okay, I made a bad decision. So, not to pick on insurance guys, but I referred somebody who was new in the industry and I wanted to give him a chance to my sister. And he walked up to my sister and he said, so you need, renter's insurance for your son because your son had his bike stolen and that covers that. She says, what kind of insurance do you have? Well, I think I could do this and this and this and this for you, and we should do this, this, and this. Didn't even take the time to know her. He walked out the door, gave her her card, and the minute that he walked out the door, my sister went. She says, don't ever do that again to me.
Or you won't be your brother anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's everybody come up and mute and just give me some of your feedback. What you want, what is it that specific area that you need help in on figuring out somebody's why? What is something that maybe you're struggling with? Getting clients to understand your business, or what is it? So we'll start at the top. Perry and Mike, you're at the top of my screen, so.
That's the figuring out the why is actually one of my strong points.
Okay.
That's something they really do a lot of heavy training on with Edward Jones. And so that's a lot of what you were saying with, like, they didn't want a drill bit, they wanted a hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to that other level of understanding, like what's really keeping you up at night.
Yeah, what's retirement look like to you? I love that commercial.
Yeah.
Because, hey, it might be $3,000 a month for one person. It might be $12,000 a month for another person. By the way, Edward Jones rules. That's my financial advisor. And, in the financial industry, it's really about trust. And if we go and start talking about, oh, we have IRAs, we have this, you're gone. And I've seen a lot of financial advisors do that. It's like, start with the questions. What is it you have? What do you like about it? What kind of family do you have? What do you want to leave them? What is it that you want to take with you and spend before they go? I always tell my financial advisor, I want to leave them a damn time. I'm going to spend it before I die. But it's a fun thing. So, Michelle.
I think I especially when I meet people at open houses, I try to kind of get to the heart of, trying to figure out their why. But if you can't, if they're kind of coming in and leaving, my struggle is I want to talk more to get to know their why. But sometimes they won't, you can't get them back, right? Just try, even people that have sounded like they wanted help, who said they wanted help, and then all of a sudden they're no longer returning calls, returning texts. It's like, okay, well, you expressed desire for help, and so I want to help you, so that's a struggle for me, is thinking you have someone that really does seem like they want something, and then they just like disappear. Okay, at least tell me you found someone else to work with and do something,
That's our business. Mortgage industry, I can understand that one.
Hey, I just came on late, but I want to respond to what Michelle just said. My name's Peter.
Hey, Peter.
So sometimes if you're trying to sell somebody something rather than knowing a little bit about who they are and making it more about them and asking them questions about their needs, and you're just coming across as I'm with Remax, I sell homes. Why don't we talk about how I can help you to buy a home? I mean, we all have a story to tell, right? And
Yeah.
I've learned through hard knocks that maybe by asking questions to find out if there's even a need that needs to be met, that maybe you might have better results in doing that. I mean, I don't know what you're doing now, but I know it's always been helpful for me.
Well,
to learn.
Questions, Pete, the questions need to be about them.
Right, all about them. That's right.
So, give you a perfect example. I had a person that reached out and they just were looking at some stuff online for our company, and they downloaded something. And I went to their LinkedIn page, checked out something, and found their Facebook page, and they had this quote on there. It said that every person that I meet, I try to encourage and lift them up, leave them better than I was, and always be positive and reassuring. That portrayed almost every principle that Dale Carnegie had. So I sent her about 3 quotes from Dale Carnegie that related to that, and said, hey, I saw you, downloaded this information. I'm really excited about your, personal motive on life is all these things. Here's some quotes from Dale Carnegie that kind of relate to that. She called me. She's doing business with us. It wasn't about selling. It was me about relating to the fact that she has some quotes that really resonated with me that, are similar to Dale Carnegie. So, going back to Michelle and Peter, you're talking about house and somebody's at an open house. Say, do you mind if I ask you, what was it that you liked about this house? And what are the things that you don't like that you would, want to change? Because then that gives you insight.
Yeah, and I think I try to do that, because the last house I did had some funny extra room at the front, and we discussed how that was perfect for him because he's in a band and that would be the practice space, but the yard didn't have a fence, so that doesn't work for the dog, I mean, so I think I try to get to that, and some people are more forthcoming than others, so.
And again, if you are meeting the client for the first time, go to the Facebook page because it gives you a wealth of information and you see things that they like. You say, so, you have a dog, right? I thought I saw something, picture with you with a dog. So you won't really need a yard for that dog to run around, don't you? There you go. It gives you some insight. I need bigger lots. Or they say, no, we take the dog to sniff spots. Oh, okay. That gives you insight. Steve.
I think asking the questions has worked for me well. I think Becky and Jean have already heard this story, but I asked a woman, I think who had been referred to me. I said, "Well, what's working well with your retirement?" I usually ask, what's going well, and then what isn't. And she came back. I mean, even that question was maybe a question that not every client that I would ask. But anyway, in this particular case, she said nothing is going right. And I said, what do you mean? In what way? Well, come to find out that her granddaughter had just been shot and killed on a stray shooting, and her life was just completely a mess as a result. And I never would have known that what was going on behind the scenes because she seemed with it. But it's just asking that question that hit a hot spot that I never would have known unless I had asked some probing question like that. If I went right into the sales, and as it was, I didn't get the deal because she couldn't wrap her head around having to make decisions at that particular time. It was more like I needed to decide how to bury my granddaughter, and I guess she was a big part of her life, and so but that was just an eye opener to me, the importance
I go
of
for
those
all of us,
questions.
Steve, is I'm very passionate about stuff like that. And if I had some situation like that, I'd say, why don't we do this? You have a lot going on in your life. And when you take care of, the things you need to take care of with your granddaughter, let's set a time in a couple months and review this again. Because then again, you're just saying, hey, I understand what you're going through. This is not the time to talk about these things. Let's focus on what's most important. And you'll get more out of that because the customer will appreciate you and chances are they'll come back and hopefully.
What is strange is that she is the one that initiated the call to me because she had been referred. So you kind of think, oh, great, this is a good start.
Yeah, no, it is a great story and it's sad. I mean, I unfortunately had a customer that had that similar situation, except it was them and when they were in high school and it was a bombing. And so it was tragic and it's like, oh, wow. And so, those things, we need to know those things so that we don't, say something that's going to be stupid. And so be careful with that. So Kim.
I'm gonna unmute. I'm gonna just follow what Michelle said because I've been doing a lot more open houses. And it's interesting with all the NAR changes, how people are coming to open houses. And one of the things that they're selling, we're coming to the open house because we don't have to sign a broker's agreement. We just want to see the house. We don't want, it's almost like we don't want to talk to anybody. We don't want anybody bothering us, because you can just tell when somebody comes into your open house, they don't even look at you. I mean, they don't even engage. They're just like, I go stand by the door and I'm like, I always say my hello, my name is, I try to shake somebody's hand, but it's challenging. For me, I've been doing this almost 20 years and the market, this changes are feel very challenging for me right now.
Well, COVID changed a lot of it and the rates have changed a lot of it. And, housing has gone up, and I
Yep.
don't know if you
All of it.
saw Wallet. It's called Wallet Butt, I think is what the website is. It says Oregon's the 8th highest state for cost to live, and that's housing, police, taxes, food, gas, everything. And so, how do we overcome that? How do we overcome that? And when a customer comes into your house to look at it, you say, "Hey, did you get a chance to look at the neighborhood and drive by the neighborhood at all?" And not even make it about the house. And they go, "Yeah." And so some other houses in the area that you might be interested in. Take a look at this. Let me know. And if there's some other houses over that you want to see, let me know.
I always pull whatever's on the market around where I'm sitting in case they want to go see something else if the house that I'm at isn't perfect. So I've had some good luck with that, but just in general, I feel that the housing market's a bit of a challenge at the moment.
One of the things that Zig Ziglar did, training, and I had some real estate agents that did this. When they did an open house, their first open house, they talked to their customer and said, "Here's what we're going to do. I want you to invite your friends and family to come over, and we're going to have a barbecue.
Yes.
And you have an open house for their neighborhood and their friends, because they know people that they want to be neighbors with."
Right.
And that's, making yourself different, standing out of your competition. How many, rate agents are doing that now? I don't know that many. I've only seen maybe one or two.
All right.
Definitely make you different from
Stand
everybody.
out better. Yeah. Stand out from your competition, right?
Yep.
Stand out from your competition.
Yep. So, all right, Richard, and then Tim.
Oh, Rick, you're muted.
Richard, you're on mute. Sorry.
Thank you.
There you go.
One of the main issues that I run into is people usually come to me or referred to me and they're in a panic situation. And deciphering what they're saying is the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Because they have 10 million details on their heads, and that really doesn't matter. I'm trying to get to the root cause and help them align themselves with what they need to do.
Are you the recycling, or what business are you in?
No, I'm the legal services.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's life's been turned upside down, or all of a sudden their finances has been pulled out from under them, an example might be, how would you feel and what would you do if you just sent $450,000 across to wire transfer and lost it? How would you feel about that?
I'd be crying.
What would you do about that? Who do you go to? Where do you start yelling and screaming?
That's why I'm coming to you, Richard.
Right. And that's the panic that usually I'm working with, is those kind of people, or I'm trying to work with those before it happens. So before it happens, they're calm, they're collected, they understand. At least I'm informed they understand. But then when reality hits, their life is upside down. Now they're in panic state and they're not focused.
And that's what you do, Richard, is you make people calm. You say, "I help people be calm." They'll calm. I got the solutions that's going to get you out of that panic mode and resolve these things. Let's take a look at what you have, understand where you're at, and let's come up with some ideas and solutions that would benefit you the best, way we can. And you let us know which one's the best way. Hang on, Pete. I'll get to you. I promise.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we've only got 4 minutes left. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's been the biggest challenge that I face, is that how to get to the root cause that they're really dealing with, and then how can we turn it around?
So, one of those things is, talking about, the $450 transfer, say, what is it that you hope to achieve?
Right.
And they say, get it back. Okay. So let's look at what happened, how you did it. And let's see if there's a way that we can get the bank to stop it or reverse it or do something so that we can get you to where you want to be.
Yeah. And unfortunately, in this case, it was, I'm not sure how to say it peacefully, but there was no solution. They lost it.
Well,
And the banks weren't at fault. They weren't at fault. The real estate people weren't at fault. It just happened.
Let's make sure it doesn't happen next time. Tim,
Yes,
I want to get to
absolutely.
Tim and Marlene real quick, and then we'll wrap this up.
And Paula.
And Paula.
I had a question for.
Oh, yeah, Peter, real quick.
Are you with Legal Shield, Richard? Used to be
Yes.
called prepaid legal?
Yeah.
That's
I work-
all I wanted to know.
Work with them and individual attorneys.
Yeah, okay, that's, okay.
Tim.
Hey, so I guess we're talking about our whys, right?
Yeah, well, whys or just something that you have a challenge with in the sales process.
Okay, so the challenge here, my why is with the plastic recycling, the goal is to it's something that is, you know, trying to get funding for the business, hasn't really started yet. But the challenge would be to convince that you can give money now so that you can get money later, in the sense that you give money to people that would recycle the plastic, and that we can turn around and convert that to furniture that will then make a profit. But I guess that delay factor would be the challenge in my case.
Yeah.
Because what my goal is to help, you know, the plastic get recycled and people to get even a small compensation for that, so they're motivated to recycle it. Because my project is it will take place in Nepal, where there's lots of plastic, and the goal would be to get people to fund people to, you know, just collect plastic for them, so then it could be turned around to furniture. So I think the main challenge is that delay between when they give the money for the collection to when the furniture gets sold. I guess that's the main challenge.
And, you know, appeal to the environment. If they really truly are somebody that, you know, is environment friendly and wants environment, that's going to be your biggest tool. Saying, you know, to save this environment takes money. We have to collect this plastic. We have to do these things. And when you do this, we're going to turn it into something. And if you turn this in, you're going to get rewarded in the end when we do, you know, sell this off. And so just kind of recycling through, you know, and understanding that process. And appeal, I would highly, you know, recommend that you appeal to their motives about being, you know, good. Oh, Paula, you got to run?
Me too. I'll see you later.
How about Marlene? Marlene, you got something real quick?
Yeah, I mean, right now I am looking for a position, for a faculty position, and I think I can use all these advices and everything, like how to sell myself, like as a scientist, as a researcher. So yeah, that's why I decided to join this session. So thank you so much. I think it is applicable to.
Well, let me give you just a couple quick tools, because, you know, Cleon would agree with this. Tell people a story about your strengths, how you demonstrated a strength. Don't just say one of my strengths is communication. Give us a story how you do this. Also, what is a weakness that you've overcome, and give a story on how you've done that, and that you're still working on developing that area. Because employers are going to want to see that you understand what a strength and a weakness is, and what is an example that you've done. And we use that all the time. We have a storytelling for interviews, and how do you have a successful interview is tell a story. Tell them, you know, about your strength and how you've demonstrated that, and how you've demonstrated or overcome a weakness or a challenge. That's what they want to hear.
I gotta go, guys. Thanks.
Okay,
sorry.
thank you so much.
So, Marlene, it was it. All right. Well, hey, thank you, everybody. I can hang out for a little bit, but then Becky's going to cut us off. But if you want to reach out to me, I'm more than welcome to have a conversation with you one-on-one, no charge, and just talk to you more about this. This is something that, you know, it's a challenge, and it's hard. You know, we need to relate to our customers and understand why they're buying our services before we start selling. If we don't do that, we're just not going to have that connection. Hey, Mark, did you have a quick one? I didn't see you there with the plants.
I don't know if oh, okay.
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you very much.
Yep. So, Becky, do you want just should I put in the chat my email or what?
No, I'll actually include it when I send out the replays, if
Okay.
that's okay with you, Kevin. So
Yeah.
that way they can reach out to you.
Yeah.
Get
So I'll
questions.
I'll give her my information, and again, you're all welcome to call me, and we can chat a little more offline. This was kind of limited, and I hope that you found it some value into it. That's, hey, know your customers why, sell to that.
It was great
Thanks,
information.
Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Kevin.
much.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.